Good day, good day, good day, everybody. It's Monday. It's Monday. Yes, I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice. Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So, I am an ordained interfaith minister, a licensed religious science practitioner, a spiritual life coach, and the spiritual director of Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living in New York. And all of this is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes. So if you need support, if you've been saying to yourself, oh, I have this burning desire to be this in the world, to be of service in this way, to share my gifts, to live in my purpose, but I'm stuck. I don't know what my next steps are. I got this stuff that I'm holding on to that I can't seem to release. Reach out to me. You could DM me and we could set up some time to talk. All right. So let's see who is here with us today live. Oh, Julian, it's good to see you. I'll see you later on, Julian. Fee King, happy manifested Monday. All right, girl. I'm about that manifestation life. Yes. Good day, Nan. I'm out doing my run, so I won't comment probably, but I'm listening. Okay, Nan. Nan is getting it in. Nan is getting it in, not playing. Monday, favorite day of the week. Yes, Fee, Monday. I remember those days I used to go to work and everybody be all grumpy because it's Monday. And I remember when I used to be one of those people. And then I was like, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Let's just be happy no matter what day it is, because we is here. Yeah, pure love, Wayne, right back at you. Good day, Queen. Gladys, it's good to see you. Good day, Linda, from the beautiful mountains of Colorado. Yes, yes, Julia and I have a date. We're gonna watch oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of it now, but it's on Netflix. Stutz. It's the documentary with Jonah Hill and his therapist. It is so good. It is so good. So we're gonna have a little girlfriend afternoon with each other. I can't wait. A good day, Lindsay from sunny California. All right, we had some snow here in New York. Can y'all believe it? Yes, it snowed a little bit, covered the cars, but it's all good. It's all good. It is December, y'all. December 12th, 2022. That's a nice combination of numbers 12, 12, 22. Good day, Bonnie. And it is raining in Cali. Okay. All right, Lindsay. All right. So wherever you are, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we left off on Friday with our Clutter series. So you'll know I typically do a new series on Monday, unless I haven't completed the series from the prior week, which I have not. And you'll know it's perfect because just think about when you start to declutter, right? It always takes longer than you think it's going to take, right? Well, so there you have it with the show. It's going to take longer than a week to complete the series. So, just as a recap, we're going to share the definition again. 1, a state of disorder. 2, and this is the definition that we're really rocking with, unwanted echoes that confuse the observation of signals on a radar screen, right? So the feeling tone when we declutter matters. And I shared when we kicked off the series that one of my daughters said to me that I seem excited. Oh, she goes, here she goes. She's all excited, right? When I started decluttering at this particular time of the year, especially. So the feeling tone matters, right? And then what messages are you echoing? What messages are echoing within you, right? Are there unwanted echoes? Or are they echoes that support you, that nurture you, that love you as you go through the decluttering process? For most of us, that's not the case. Those echoes, those repetition of messages, oftentimes when we're decluttering, are not positive, uplifting, and supportive, right? They seem to have an energy, a feeling, a message from the shadow aspects of ourselves, right? And we know that the shadow aspects of ourselves is nothing to be cast off or treated as clutter, right? Because it's seeking integration, it's seeking love, it's seeking to be noticed, to be appreciated, to be part of, right? Part of the whole, which we know that we are already. So, it's the echoes of your shadow self, right? And to remember that clutter is at the level of effect, not at the level of cause. So if you have this story going with you in your life, that the reason why I can't live my most fabulous life is because I got a junk drawer. And as soon as I clear out that junk drawer, then I could do my life. I could be on purpose. Mm-mm. It don't work that way. Clutter is the outpicturing of what's going on within ourselves. So, where do we address clutter? Within first. And then the echoes will be so different. It'll be so different. So, we're going to start talking about that today. But that's so important, right? The law of cause and effect. Clutter is effect. Clutter is form. Clutter is the physical form of things, right? And then we have mental, emotional, spiritual clutter that we need to clear up. Yes? So that brings us to today. I would ask you this week to hold clutter, decluttering, as a spiritual practice, as a practice, right? Spirit and practice. Decluttering is a practice. Yes? Okay. So Friday I ended with sharing with you the 5 steps to declutter your spiritual life from an article that I read when I was doing research about clutter. And so I just named what the 5 steps were, but I didn't go into it in detail. So my intention today was to quickly go through the 5 steps and give some examples and la 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 la. And then and then Sekou was like, girl, no, you're not going to give us the whole 5 steps on one day. We need time. We need time. So I'm going to take one step at a time. One step at a time. I'm going to slow it down a little bit so we can marinate in each step, each day this week. So Monday, today, the step that we're going to take a deeper dive into is prayer. Is prayer. So I mentioned that sometimes we believe if we clear out something physical, and there's a relationship, don't get me wrong, there's a relationship between cause and effect. It's just the other side of things. They're not separate and apart. They work together, right? So the energy is flowing and working together, no matter what it is. Dysfunctional energy, distorted energy is still working together, right? All right. So When we think about decluttering through prayer, right? Using prayer as one of the steps to declutter our spiritual lives, I want you to consider this. Our thoughts, right? We know our thoughts are powerful, right? Ernest Holmes has that famous quote, change your thinking, change your life, right? So we know our thoughts are creative. We know our words are creative. We know our feeling tone is creative, right? So if our thoughts are not clear, if our thoughts are not in alignment with what it is that we truly desire for our lives, then what is going to get out picture is exactly that. It's perfect. The Lord is perfect. Perfect. So if your thoughts are like a junk drawer, right? You open it up, and some of us have junk drawers that we can't even open up because there's so much stuff in it, right? So if your thoughts are like a junk drawer, there's so much stuff in there, so much stuff in there that nothing can get in. You have to start releasing it. You have to start letting go those thoughts that no longer serve you, those thoughts that are not in alignment with what it is that you desire in your life, right? We got to start letting those things go, that distorted thinking that is echoing as habits, right? We need to start clearing that out. And we can use prayer to do so. We could use prayer to do so. So when we think about spiritual clutter is anything that comes between you and your relationship with the divine. Spiritual clutter is anything that comes between you and your relationship with the divine, with source, with the universe, with God, with whatever it is, Allah, whatever it is for you, that higher knowingness, the creator of all, the is that is all. Anything that comes between that is clutter. So, what do I mean by that? Each one of us, I know we do, have a morning spiritual practice. So, look at the components of your spiritual practice. This is what I commit to doing every single day. But let's say that what gets in the way of you doing your spiritual practice is, oh, but first I have to watch. I have to see what the weather is. This is what someone recently told me. That's one of the reasons why they don't do their spiritual practice first thing in the morning, or it gets delayed. It's because they just have to see what the weather is. And then once they see what the weather is, guess what? They get sucked in because they have that device in their hand that's designed to suck us into it, right? And the next thing he knows, he's on Instagram, he's done clicked on some article, and an hour has gone by, and now he has to get ready to go to work, and he don't have time to do his spiritual practice, but he'll do it at some point, right? That's clutter. That's morning clutter. Morning clutter. So we could use prayer, if prayer is a part of your spiritual practice, or whatever that practice is that helps you to be in alignment with your higher knowing self from within. Don't let anything get between you and your relationship with it. Don't let anything get between you and your relationship with yourself. That is clutter. That is clutter. So let's clear it out. So we could think of prayer as talking to God and meditation as listening to God, right? So before we start to engage in decluttering, let's just set some intentions out loud, right? Let's just send some positive words up into the universe to support us before we start to engaging ourselves with anything that's physical. So prayer is one of the steps that we can take to declutter our spiritual lives. And by decluttering our spiritual lives at cause, it will have a reciprocal effect. So I want to read something to you from the Science of Mind text by Ernest Holmes. And this is on page 232 if you want to read it later on if you have the Science of Mind. So this is what Ernest Holmes writes. It is necessary that we release all thoughts as well as things that clutter up our lives. It is necessary that we release all thoughts as well as things that clutter up our lives. We are reminded that there is something resembling the divine in the intelligence and fearlessness of the organs of our bodies. I love this example that Ernest is giving about the body and clutter. And the way that they take that which is necessary to their sustenance and well-being and release that which is not needed. If the organs of the body follow the average tactics of man and his acquisition habits, if the lungs hoarded the air they take in, if the heart kept the fresh blood stored within its walls, refusing to allow it to circulate, if the stomach retained the food taken in for nourishment, what a static condition we would have. What clutter we would have. Imagine if our organs held on to all the stuff. Nothing could get in, nothing could get out, nothing could circulate, and we would come to some demise, I would think. If the heart decided, you know what, I'm just going to hoard all this blood. I'm not going to let it circulate. I'm just going to keep it all right here, stored up until there's no space for anything to get through. And then what? So we could see aspects of that in some of the habits that we have in our lives that doesn't allow for the circulation, right? Because we're holding on to it. And so our relationship with the divine allows us to release all that stuff to it, to release it and let it go, right? One of the steps in affirmative prayer, the last step is release, releasing it into the law, releasing it into divine right order, right? Getting our minds right. Stop treating our minds like a junk drawer and just allowing any old thing to get up in there and take up space. Stop treating our hearts as junk drawers by holding on to hurts and unforgiveness and resentment. We cannot clutter this vessel. It has to be clear, a clear channel, because we know that God can only do for us what God can do through us. The universe can only give to you what can flow through you. So this has to be clutter-free. And we could use prayer as a tool to release. Just turn it over. Talk it through with your higher power. Yes? All right. All right. So that is the first step to declutter your spiritual life. Check in with the junk drawer. You got a junk drawer up here? Let's start clearing that out. Let's start clearing that out. All right, y'all. So let's get into some joy news. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a fabulous weekend. I went to see Death of a Salesman on Saturday. I went with myself. That's a whole long story, but I had a wonderful time. It's a wonderful play. If you're in New York, get to Broadway to see Death of a Salesman. It's amazing with Wendell Pierce. Amazing. And then yesterday, my wonderful cousin Vanessa was visiting from California, and my other cousin, her sister, had a little after Thanksgiving dinner, and we surprised her mom because her mother didn't know she was here. So it was wonderful. So we had a little small gathering in Brooklyn and had a wonderful time. So wonderful weekend. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend also. So I see some of you saying something about, is the prayer an ask or more statement of affirmation? It can be both. It could be an ask. Oh, God, help me. Like sometimes that's how my prayers are. God, help me with ... God, help me release ... Love, help me ... Love, support me ... Right? Or it can be a statement of affirmation, like your quality. You can affirm your quality, right? Because we're doing that anyway as our practice. So yes, it could be a statement of affirmation or an ask. Absolutely. And Linda, I released a big hurt this weekend that I had carried around for years. So freeing. Oh, congratulations, Linda. That is amazing and beautiful. And now just look, the word you used was so freeing. You freed up some space within yourself, right? Creating space for that which you are desiring. Yes. Congratulations, Linda. So, joy news, right? That's where we were. All right. So this weekend we had Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I shared a sermon called And So It Is, and that's related to prayer also. So if you missed Living Life in Joy, you can check out the replay. This Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, another episode of Living Life in Joy. And then after at 11:30 a.m., we have Sunday in Praise at Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual director. And yesterday, my talk was Into We See. It was a play on the word intimacy. Into We See. Wonderful message about community and how we show up in community and within ourselves. So please check that out. If you didn't see it, you can go to rocklandcsl.org. And this Sunday, we are continuing our December theme of community. And I have a guest speaker. It's someone from our Congregation of Joy, y'all. Pastor Albert Andrews will be speaking on this Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And his talk is Nativity 2.0. So getting us into that Christmas spirit. So please join us this Sunday. You can go to Rockland CSL, click on Sunday service. You'll be on Zoom with us, or you can watch the live stream on Facebook. All right. Thank you, Pastor Al. I think I saw him on here. I'm really excited to hear your message. Heads up, everybody. Heads up. Speaking of the holiday season, just be aware that I will be playing replays from December 26th through December 30th. So that week between Christmas and New Year's, SIP will be replays. So it's probably going to be something from back in the day, right? that you may not have even seen prior to me being on New Thought Media Network. I think I'm going to show one of those series. So please tune in for the replays. Please comment and share and all the wonderful things. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. So at Rockland CSL, we are having a in-person service on the eve of Christmas Eve, which is December 23rd. We're having a Festivus Metaphysicus. So if you're familiar with Seinfeld, there was an episode where Frank Costanza talks about and holds a Festivus for the rest of us celebration. And it was his creation, so to speak, to address all the commercialism of the holiday. So he created this other holiday called Festivus. So I'm sharing the metaphysical aspect of Festivus with Festivus Metaphysicus. So we're going to be releasing some grievances, sharing our gifts of strength, and setting some intentions for 2023. So if you're in the New York area, please join us in person, December 23rd, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a great, great time. It's going to be lots of fun. So some previews for 2023, the 30-Day Mental Diet by Willis Kinnear. Please get the book. We'll be doing that class. Visioning Board Workshop, the Spiritual Practice Workshop will all be happening in the first quarter of 2023. The first being the 30-Day Mental Diet by Willis Kinnear. And you'll be able to register for that this week. Also, just save the date. Our next meditation with the full moon, which is the wolf moon, is happening on Friday, January 6th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So please mark your calendars for that. All right. All right. So that's all the news. Just let me check comments again. Okay. Oh, good day, Ron. It's good to see you. Good day, Simone. It's good to see you also. Yes, Ron. Folks been asking about you. There's Nan giving you a shout out. She says, good morning. Good to see you, Ron. Yes, yes, yes. So let's just send love and light and energy to everyone that needs it, especially if you're feeling a little down, a little blue during the holiday season. You know, for some folks, it's a blue holiday and they may be feeling sad. So let's just send love and light to them. If you are not feeling physically well, please take care of yourself, rest, hydrate, move your body, all the things to keep this vessel in tip-top condition. Yes? And y'all know my thing. And it's one of the 5 things to declutter is rest, which I need more of. So thank you, Fee. Great show. I appreciate that, Fee. I hope you all have a wonderful day today. I'll see you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, for another episode of Living Life in Joy, where we will unpack step 2 to declutter your spiritual life. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy. Yes, we are connected to our yes.